Hey everybody, welcome back to another Gundam review. In this episode, I'm going to cover my first, and probably for a while, because Lord knows trying to find the God Gundam or the High New Gundam isn't that easy, real grade Gundam. So in this case, it's the Freedom Gundam from Gundam Seed, obviously, and be it one of my favorite Gundams of all time, which thanks to this, I have officially built every size possible, at least currently. I checked, as far as I know, there is no perfect grade for the Freedom, so there's a perfect grade Strike Freedom Gundam as a perfect grade, but aside from that, I built every single incarnation of the Freedom Gundam. SD, HG, Master Grade, and now Real Grade. So this is my first attempt at building a Real Grade, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion. I was leery about real grades, specifically. This is not for the entire series, because as of recently, apparently according to a lot of reviews, the recent great versions of real grades are really good. But from this generation of real grades, specifically from I think 2011, that generation, the earlier ones, yeah, I can see why they have some flaws. It's not awful by any definition, but let's get into the review and I'll explain everything why I'm not a huge fan of the real grades, or at least the older generation. And personally, I'm kind of looking forward to trying the newer ones, but a little gun shy. So here we go. So this is the Real Grade Freedom Gundam with everything that comes in box. It comes with a set of beam sabers to go with the beam sabers. 4 extra hands. And a mini pilot. Which is great because until I built this, I didn't think real grades came with mini figurines. Because I know master grades do, but I didn't think real grades did. Which I found interesting. And they do have these hands, which you snip out of the runner, and it's posable, like a Master Grade hand would be. Or at least the older generation of Master Grades would be. But unfortunately, they can't really, let's say, hold weapons at all, because they don't have the plugs for it. So, you really can't use it to hold a weapon, unless it's like the shield in this case. Because in the instruction, they said, oh, you can use this hand, these kind of hands to hold the weapon. I'm like, yeah, I can do that. Oh, sorry, wrong hand. This hand to hold the shield, and it's like, no. Just slide it on through. No. I was like, okay, maybe if I pop off the back of it. You know, sandwich style. No, it didn't. So I was like, alright, I'm just going to use this style hand on the shield, for the shield, and it works. But, you know, that's one of the issues I have with it. Another thing is, I do like the fact that, well, it's not really an issue per se, but I do like the fact that they give you a lot of stickers. Like, you also actually have options about how you can do the eyes. I just went with a solid piece here. But you can do the black part and then do each individual eye. You're given a lot of options. And of course, you can do all the crazy detail stickers, like the warnings and the serial number and all that if you want to go crazy. Because remember, real grades is supposed to be if the mobile suits were in, you know, the real world. Which I'm always down for. But yeah, so more of the same, different stickers for different parts of the mobile suit. To make it more, you know, quote-unquote, realistic. So, let's talk about the problems I have with this. Number one, it cannot, if you do not pose it in just the right way, it will fall on its back. Do not have the wings folded up backwards, because it has all the weight in its back and it will top backwards. It will fall on its back. Almost guaranteed. So you have to be careful how you pose this thing or it will fall down on you. It's really annoying. I know it looks instantaneous when I went from the intro to this part, but it took me like 2 minutes just to get him to prop up properly. And that was really obnoxious. So, yeah. That's annoying as hell. But what can you do? Again, this is a slightly older kit. Other than that, some of the instructions were a bit obtuse. You know, like, okay, I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, how am I don't get it. How am I supposed to? And I'm like turning around. Like, it took me a few minutes to figure out how to do it. Again, that's just me. So your experiences may be different. And if it is, great. But to me, not that great. Also, a problem I have is with the beam sabers. Not them in general, but the fact that while yes, it does have a little spot for the peg to go into, so supposedly wouldn't fall out. As you can see, the peg here is for both the hand and for the side skirt. It doesn't really stick that well, because there's occasion when you're moving it or trying to position it, it can and has popped out on me. So you can be as careful as you want to be, but there's a chance it will pop out on you regardless. It is annoying. Just in general. Okay, watch. I'm going to try to get it back into its position, and there it goes. Literally, I just stood it up for a second. It's not stable. You'll definitely need a stand. It does come with a stand adapter. I regrettably did not keep it. I threw it out with a bunch of the runners. That's on me. Keep the stand runner. Like, keep the base adapter piece. Get a base adapter. Throw this thing on it. Because if you do, you can get in a lot of great poses. It has great articulation. Well, within reason. With the shoulder armor, of course, being in the way. If you remove the shield, you get a... I'm not removing the shield because it was a pain in the butt to attach in the first place. And the shield, as you can clearly see, will pop out of the hand. So I'm not, like I said, we're just going to do the other hand with the beam rifle on it. So, if the gun wasn't in the way, actually, let's pop off the hand. There we go. See, you get a decent bend there. And then, that's as high as the hand goes because of the shoulder armor. I throw the hand out of the way. It's weird. So when I'm doing the instructions, this is like another thing that I found weird. This part doesn't flush quite against it as it should. Like I said, I could have read the whole thing wrong and put the piece in backwards. Again, that's just me. But yeah, it just sticks out. It pops out all the way correctly, as it should, and the finger trigger would be in the right spot, but it just doesn't close all the way through. Like, if you have the same problem, comment down below, but if you didn't, again, then maybe that was just me misreading the instructions. Like I said, I just thought the instructions were way more confusing than necessary. But, onto the legs. So, yeah, alright. That's as high as the front skirts go without you risking breaking it. So, that's the front kick. Not bad. The back skirt is paralyzed, so you're not going to get any far with that, but that's as far as the legs go backwards, kicking backwards at least. Welcome to the struggle of trying to bend a knee. That's the knee bent. Yeah, that's literally as far as you can bend the knee. The foot bends pretty nicely. The head's on a ball joint, so you can get some decent articulation with that, but it won't go over the sides. So you you can. Actually, I was wrong. You can go over the side. Or at least one side. So, yeah. So let's get to the summary of this thing before the poor Gundam passes out on me again. Let me just put back the hand. Gotta fix the hand, the shield. There we go. Well, while I'm trying to set up and pose this thing so it doesn't fall, let me tell you about the build. The build, like I said, was a bit confusing due to the instructions. Like I said, it could have just been me. Maybe I was having an off day. Okay, we got that good. But aside from the instructions being a little bit wonky to me, it wasn't a bad build. Minusing the flaws, let's get to the summary so I can actually officially wrap this up. So like I was saying, yeah, the build is a bit, like I said, a bit wonky to me, but like I said, it could be me. Other than that, it's a good kit. It's solid, minusing the beam sabers. And I can understand why, for a time period, this is really good. But this is also the generation that literally created the Real Great Syndrome. Or was this the generation that started the end of the Real Great Syndrome? God, but I barely remember when the whole quote unquote Real Great Syndrome started. AKA when the joints started going on them. If you remember which generation of Gunpla, Real Grade Gunpla, started the whole Real Grade Syndrome and when it stopped. Because I think most recently with the High New Gundam and especially apparently the God Gundam now, like you don't have to worry about the joints deteriorating on you. Was Real Grade Syndrome an old thing? Like I said, if you guys know, holla at your boy, because I'm always here to learn. But aside from that, if you like real grades and don't mind putting either A, it on a stand, or B, leaving it in one pose and never touching it again, or it will fall flat on its back. Like a, turtle caught on the side of the road. Like someone flipped the thing, it's like, nope, I'm stuck. So, unless you do those two things, I say get it. If you want to be like me and have every incarnation, every size incarnation of one type of Gundam, go for it, because I did the same thing with the Death Scythe LEW. I have the Master Grade, I have the SD, and I have the old school high grade. Like, yeah, several Gunpla I have in most of the same sizes. Except for the God Gundam, which I still need to get the Master Grade. The Barbato Super Strike, since they don't have an official Master Grade, I have to get the full mechanics version still. And I still have to get the Master Grade for... Well, that's about it of some of my favorite Gundams. They don't have Master Grades for the Denial and the Pale Rider, which bothers me. Sorry, ranting. So, I'll catch you guys in the next episode. I have no idea what that episode's going to be about, so no spoilers today. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. You people are always amazing. Never forget that. Even in your darkest hour, you are always awesome. Trust me, as somebody who's been in dark places before, I had my friends and family help me up out of the darkness and let you all know that you are all always awesome. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.